Over the last few years, I've created multiple 5- and 6-figure dollar Etsy businesses that sell on e-commerce sites. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 3D printing businesses that you can get started and kind of some ways of going about it. So let's dive right in. PC handles and cases. So whenever creating a 3D printing business, you always want to look at some particular niche. What is a group of people with a particular interest that are looking for stuff? And PC handles and cases and mods are a really good example of this. This is an example of one guy who's just made a case that is 3D printed and he's just doing a strength demo of it. But those handles and those legs and those feet and that kind of stuff are all items that can be made really easily, or files can be sourced that you can get a commercial license for so that you can just start selling them. And then the thing you can do is you can almost comment underneath these demonstration videos and say, like, if you want to get a hold of these handles, you can buy them here. And that's a reasonably simple way of promoting it. But around PC cases, you can expand from handles to the case frames, internal GPU supports, all types of items. Just make sure that you're using PETG so that you don't worry about anything overheating inside of there. But you can make some really cool applications that otherwise wouldn't be possible. Other ways of expanding this would be like PlayStation stands and decor. There's some designers that have made like jewels that the case can sit down in. So if you want to just target gamer gear accessories, that would be totally legit. Application number 2, prosthetic hands. So there's a large number of people out there who have lost a hand or even a foot, but we're gonna focus on hands here. They have a main socket that basically has a screw sticking out the end of it. And that screw can accept a bunch of different stuff. There are actually a number of influencers who show off 3D printed hands that they create for themselves. You could partner with one of them, design some more hands, and enable the production of them. They could be silly, so like, oh, it's a tentacle, or oh, it's Hook's claw, or whatever it happens to be. You can create those fun variations of it. But you can also create functional variations of these hands for folks. It might be, this is a hand that's really good for holding a cordless drill, or this is a hand for moving wood and brick around, or this is a hand that's good for digging up weeds inside the garden. Create these kind of application-specific prosthetics for folks so that they can find something that will work for them. 3D printing allows you to create these really specific applications that otherwise wouldn't justify their existence because it's not worth the production cost. But if you have a friend who's lost an appendage, ask them, what do they need? Well, I need something that can attach to my bike. I need something that can help me stack plates. I'd love something to help with washing dishes, whatever it happens to be. Because the prosthetic hands that exist right now are kind of general use. They're kind of okay at a lot of things, but they're not really good at any specific thing. You can create hands that are good for really specific things and just swap them out. Number 3, fidget dragons. This is a business that everybody knows about. If you're in the 3D printing world, a lot of people make these fidget dragons, but that's because there's a lot of files to be had. They are really demonstrable. They do great on video. The trick is that a lot of people with 3D printers are selling these right now. So how do you differentiate in that? Well, it's mainly around branding. You can source the files from all over the place, and you can get the same colors that everybody else has. So the products are pretty much the same. But if you can do better marketing, then you can win. A really good company that's done this is actually Z Bailey Designs. They make these fidget items, but they brand them as wiglets, and they do great video, and they promote the process of creating these things and make them collector items. You could do the same thing. Really good video, really good product photos. Learn how to advertise. If you have a background in marketing, you can take these things and take that commodity and make it useful and valuable and interesting to people the same way Nike did with shoes. So that's really how to deal with like the fidget dragons. They are commoditized now, but they can be done. And if you're focused on marketing, you don't have to deal with the 3D printing. You can use an app like Teleport and just upload the models that you want and pick the colors. And then when you get an order, those items will be printed and shipped directly to the customer for you so that you can focus on the marketing and the content and don't have to worry about 3D printing if you're not really that interested in it. Number 4, prosthetic test fit sockets. This is falling off of the hands before, but a lot of prosthetists need to verify that a socket will actually fit. So they will sculpt and 3D model the socket, but it's too expensive to create the final socket ahead of time because it's laid up in like carbon fiber and epoxy and all that kind of stuff. That's how they're made for real. But you could actually 3D print the socket and provide it to prosthetists so that they can do a test fitting, and then the person receiving the prosthetic can say, it fits a little bit there, it's a little weird there, there's a wear spot right there. So these test fit sockets can be really useful. There's not always a lot of margin in them because because they're just part of the process. But if you have kind of a larger 3D printer or can focus on sockets that are smaller, like arm sockets and that kind of thing, then they can be produced really reliably. And this is a big benefit to prosthetists. This is kind of for somebody who is in that industry and knows who to call, because it's really about networking. Printers exist, the prosthetists exist, they kind of all understand that it can be useful, but nobody's really connected the two really efficiently. So if you're in that industry, this is an opportunity for you to where these test fit sockets could just be knocked out. And again, you can use a giant print farm like ours to do it for you, and you're just doing the sales of it all. This is much less of an e-commerce company and more of a B2B sales company, but it can work really well, and there's a clear and present need for it because those test fit sockets are tough to make otherwise, but 3D printing can actually do it. Number 5, car organizer cups. So if you have a giant Yeti tumbler and you have a small Honda Civic cup holder, that tumbler is not going to fit into that cup holder. So go ahead and make a cup holder adapter that can be 3D printed that will fit some specific tumbler to it. Since tumblers are now kind of a fashion item, they are a niche to focus on. What you can do is design for Yeti, design for Stanley, so on and so forth, all these other brands as people go down, so that when people buy one of those tumblers and they're like, it doesn't fit in my car, they'll go Google what is a car cup holder for my Yeti, and they will put in their car and put in the Yeti, and you can have the item that perfectly fits that. This is an accessories play where you're creating a large number of variations to really specific applications. Here's a cup holder that puts your Yeti into a Honda Civic. Here's a cup holder that puts your Yeti into a Ford F-150. Here's a cup holder that puts your Stanley into a Ford F-150. And you keep on creating those variations. And when you find out the Yetis are the ones that sell, then you focus only on Yeti, and then you start expanding the cars. And then you find out, it's all Subarus that are buying these or whatever it was. Then you focus on that car. And then over time, you can move away from like the tumblers itself and have like change collector cups or something that holds your smartphone, a little smartphone stand that fits in a cup holder. Just use the cup holders and turn them into useful accessories inside the car. Maybe a sauce holder, whatever it can be. You can take the cup holder, design a very generic socket of it, and convert that socket into things that are useful for the person driving the car. Hopefully these have been useful to you guys. These are a few 3D printing business ideas that are out there, and you can play around with how to do them your way, but it's just really amazing that 3D printing now enables people to just start up businesses around products that were never possible before. And if you don't want to start up a print farm, you don't have to. You can use a service like Teleport where you just upload the model, and then when somebody orders that item from you, it's printed and shipped directly to them for you. You have access to hundreds of machines, and you don't have to deal with changing nozzles or packing boxes. It's drop shipping with 3D printing. Subscribe below if you want to see other 3D printing business ideas or other ways around creating 3D printing businesses, and we'll see you again soon. Have a great day, everybody.